Ready? Mr. Deputy Speaker, Sir, there is a ban on transporting agriculture produce from one part to another part of the country. During the last session, the Honorable Minister had announced that this ban will be lifted, but it has not been done till now. The farmers are unable to take their produce to any part of the country as a result of total neglect towards agriculture. The allocation given to this field has decreased from 4% to 3% in the annual plan outlay. The allocation for National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development is going down in every annual plan in comparison to the annual plan of 1992-93. Similarly, only 6% amount has been provided for loans and electricity. There has been no considerable increase in it in the last year. This step of the government is totally unjustified towards the farmers and agriculture. The continuous decrease in the groundwater level is also a matter of grave concern. Ever since the Congress party has come to power, there has been 10% difference between the estimated capacity and actual utilization of irrigation potential. If the gap had been filled, it would have increased the food grain production. Not only our country would have become self-reliant in food grains, but it would have been also able to export them. Several big projects are lying pending, and near about 70% of land is deprived of irrigation. Same is the condition of government forest areas also. Wherever there are Congress governments, they have grossly violated the interest of the farmers. The network of multinational companies is spreading in our country, which will create problems for the farmers. Their interests are being mortgaged in the hands of foreign powers. Due to this reason, the country is becoming dependent on others, and it can jeopardize our political and social freedom. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Sir, it is bad luck that our farmers are not organized today, but the day they become organized, they can revolt. Since the time this Congress government has been formed, it is not even ready to accept rightful demands. Unless such activities as sabotage, economic blockade, gherao are adopted, the government is not able to understand the problem. So I would like the government not to create so much problem for the farmers that they are compelled to revolt. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Sir, my party and myself totally oppose the Dunkle proposals. It is very regretful that these proposals have caused infighting among the cabinet members. One of your ministers says that export of our country will increase with the acceptance of Dunkel proposals, and another minister says that such acceptance will destroy our country. So there is difference of opinion in the cabinet also. One minister is opposing while another minister is supporting the Dunkel proposals. When there is so much difference of opinion in the cabinet itself, what right they have to remain in government? One of the two ministers should go. The minister who is opposing his government's policy should resign. If the government is ready to accept the Dunkel proposals, the agriculture minister should resign, and if the government is not accepting the proposals, the commerce minister should resign. As he was praising the proposals. When the farmers resort to agitation for their demand, the entire government will have to resign. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Sir, our country is severely affected by drought at present. Orissa, Bihar, Maharashtra and eastern part of Uttar Pradesh are affected by drought, but our central government decides everything in a haphazard manner. The Prime Minister surveys a state for once and gives rupees 10 crores, rupees 20 crores or rupees 50 crores. Then he goes to another state. Such a haphazard manner cannot solve the problem. There should be a permanent solution. Even after 65 years of independence, the government has not been able to control drought. Maximum rainwater is wasted and there is no storage facility. Sir, Andhra Pradesh is also severely affected by drought, and the situation has become so worse that the farmers are forced to kill their own children. Neither there is fodder nor water for their cattle. Sir, it is just opposite in Karnataka. It is affected by floods which have caused a lot of damage. On the one hand, there is devastation due to heavy rains. On the other hand, there is suffering due to drought. I have read the draft of the agriculture policy. I do not think that the Honorable Minister of Agriculture has paid any attention towards this problem. I would like to submit that this agriculture policy is unfavorable to the farmers. No facilities are being provided to them and agricultural inputs are being made costlier. Injustice is being done to them. 80% of the population of this country are cultivators and the government should think about their welfare. If this is not done, then 80% population will resort to agitation, as I have said earlier also.